Imagine that 56 million years ago, we were roaming the forests of Antarctica and a 2-meter carnivorous bird was following us. Now imagine that such a monster is still hiding under the ice. Are you ready to discover the terrifying secrets of Antarctica? Today we are here to talk about a strange and mysterious place called Antarctica. From the monsters that roam the forests 56 million years ago to today's terrifying squids and, most strangely, a shocking temperature record of 20 degrees in the year 2022. But one question, are there other giant creatures still hiding under the ice of Antarctica? In this video, we are going to find the answer to this together. Stay with me until the end, because this story is full of surprises and warnings that you should not miss. So, let's get to the story without further ado. Imagine that 56 million years ago, Antarctica was full of trees and life, and there was no ice. Also, in these forests, only one fearsome predator, a carnivore, ruled. And that was none other than the terror bird. This creature was 1 meter and 80 centimeters tall and weighed as much as a lion with sharp claws that could tear anything to pieces. Scientists found 2 huge claw bones on Seymour Island that belonged to this bird. Interestingly, these were dug out of the rocks of the marine period on Seymour Island and are estimated to be between 40 and 50 million years old. The scientific name of these birds is Forus racidae, but they are called terror birds because they were truly a nightmare here. They did not fly, they didn't even have wings, they just ran and hunted with the speed of an ostrich. This is not for a year or two, but they reigned in South America and Antarctica for millions of years. But the question is, how did they get to Antarctica? In fact, I must say that at that time, Antarctica and South America were connected, like a land bridge that animals could easily travel between. These birds probably migrated south to adapt to life on the ancient Antarctic land, and I must say that these birds not only survived Antarctica, but also thrived here. Now, one day, these birds disappeared because Antarctica gradually froze. The temperature dropped, and the forests disappeared, and the prey for these birds decreased. As you understand, without food, these fearsome predators became extinct, and no descendants of them remained. But scientists still hope to find a complete skeleton. They even think that larger species may be hiding under this ice. This is just a piece of the story of Antarctica. Are you ready to see today's strange wildlife? So stay with us. Think Antarctica is just ice? You're wrong. It's full of strange creatures. First of all, we have to start with the emperor penguins. These are the giants of the penguins. They can dive 548 meters underwater and hold their breath for 20 minutes. But wait, interestingly, 35 million years ago, there were penguins in Antarctica that were the same height as humans. That is, 1 meter and 80 centimeters with sharp beaks that hunted fish and squid. Now imagine one day you encounter such a penguin that is the same height as you. From this penguin, we get to the giant squid. I have to say, these are bigger than the average squid. They reach 12 meters in length.
Their beaks are like surgical knives, and they have eyes the size of dinner plates. These are truly the nightmares of the ocean. And now we come to the orcas. Killer whales that hunt like sea wolves. They work as a team and go after giant fish as a team. These are the kings of the Antarctic Ocean. Another strange animal on our list is the giant Antarctic sea spider, which lives in the depths of the icy oceans. They can grow up to 51 centimeters long and roam at depths of more than 1,800 meters underwater, where there is no sunlight. The interesting thing is that instead of lungs or gills, they breathe through holes in their legs and feed on worms and sponges. They got so big because of a cool thing called the Asian giant polar bear, because in the cold water there are few predators and plenty of oxygen. But sometimes sticky creatures like turtles get on them and make it difficult for them to move. With the warming of the oceans, these creatures are resistant, but their future is completely unknown. Would you believe me if I told you that even plants exist here? Arctic hairgrass and pearlwort are designed to survive in bone-chilling cold. Antarctica is a living ecosystem, not just an empty desert. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Are you ready to discover the strange rumors of Antarctica? Don't go anywhere, because you're going to get stuck. Now, let's tell you the strange rumors of Antarctica. Some say that there is an impassable ice wall, 500 kilometers inside Antarctica, that no one can cross. But I have to say that this is completely false. Antarctica has been explored by plane and car, and even on foot by scientists. There is even a complete research station in Antarctica where people live all year round. Of course, I have to say that these are just ice shelves that make up 34% of Antarctica. These are thick sheets of ice that are formed when glaciers slowly reach the ocean. We're the story of the A23A ice sheet. This promise has been stuck in one place for 40 years, but then it was released. But it has been spinning in an ocean vortex for 8 months. But the internet loves to make riddles, like when Google Maps showed something like a huge canyon in Antarctica and conspiracy theorists went crazy. Some have suggested it's a secret base or even a nest for Bigfoot. And even some theories have gone so far as to say it's a Star Trek nest. But the truth is much simpler and less exciting. It's just an iceberg, stuck in shallow water and slowly melting. As ice moves across the landscape, it wraps around obstacles and ridges, creating strange shapes. The process of melting, breaking, and refreezing can shape ice into unexpected shapes. Strong winds blowing down from Antarctica also shape the ice into dramatic shapes over time. And unfortunately, there's no secret door. Now that we're talking about a gate, I have something to tell you. For years, Argentina has been known as the gateway to Antarctica. That is, the last place you'd reach before reaching that icy continent. In fact, that's where the story begins, but there's another contender on the list, Punta Arenas in Chile. Let's put these two together to see which one is correct. With Ushuaia, Argentina is closer to the South Pole and is a good place for tourists who go on cruises, but there are no regular flights to the South Pole. There is no proper scientific base operating from here either. The Army has practically taken over everything there and does not allow private flights, and only commercial ships can go. Now, it's interesting that Punta Arenas is a little further away, but 22 countries and international organizations have chosen it as their main base. Every year, regular flights to the South Pole leave from here. Even private airlines can operate here. That's why Punta Arenas is practically the main air route to the South Pole. Ushuaia may be a better place geographically, but Punta Arenas is really shining. Argentina is really screwed here.
Instead of building a simple, accessible base at sea level, they built the Moran View base in a high, rugged place that is completely inaccessible by car or on foot. Everything has to be flown in by helicopter, which makes things slow, expensive, and inconvenient. For 50 years, Argentina has been stuck with this terrible decision, losing millions of dollars. But Chile has built efficient, well-maintained bases during this time that are now used by the whole world. And if things continue like this, will Huesca become just a tourist destination? But now let me tell you something really scary. Antarctica seems to be slowly returning to its past. Are you ready to see why Antarctica is warming up so much? Because this is another one that is really scary. Now it's time to talk about a scary truth. In 2020, the temperature on Seymour Island in Antarctica reached 20 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees in a place where temperatures can reach -80 degrees is really strange. To put it in perspective, this number is much warmer than in Europe, but right in the middle of Antarctica. Now, why is this happening? Actually, because the ocean heat is moving and the permafrost phenomenon is happening. Unfortunately, global warming is changing Antarctica faster than we thought. Now, if these same scientists are conducting research day and night at stations like McMurdo, where thousands of people live in the summer, these stations are like cities with electricity, heating, and even a gym inside. But delivering food and fuel to the Antarctic station, which is in the middle of icy rocks, is like a nightmare. The worst thing is that Antarctica may be returning to its warm past, because it was once a forest there and now it has turned into ice. The question is, what will happen if this ice melts? New species, ecosystem changes, or even a global catastrophe? This is a warning that we should take seriously. Well, friends, it's time to wrap up this adventure in Antarctica, but with two interesting facts that will blow your mind. The first is the blood waterfalls in Taylor Glacier. Imagine a waterfall as red as blood pouring down from the ice in such an unknown place. It's interesting to say that this phenomenon is due to the oxidation of iron in the water, which scientists discovered in 2017. The second ancient cemetery on James Island reveals 17-million-year-old fossils like the fearsome Musosaur. This continent was once full of gigantic creatures. By the way, we have a lot of other interesting videos about ancient artifacts and real historical wonders on this channel. We would be very happy if you take a look at them and see what hidden secrets await you. Now, what other creatures do you think are hiding here? And do you think the rumors here could be true? Write us the answer in the comments, and see you next time.